There's a very specific kind of exhaustion that comes from trying to do the right thing with your money. You open a tab to look up an index fund, then another for high yield savings. Then you see a video about an incoming market crash, and right under it, a clip about a hidden crypto gem. 30 minutes later, your heart rate is slightly higher, your focus is fried, and you close the laptop feeling more lost than when you started. We have been trained to believe more information leads to better decisions. Like if we just read one more article, watch one more breakdown, or hear one more expert, the path will finally become obvious. But most of the time, it doesn't create clarity, it creates overload. And overload doesn't lead to action, it leads to shutdown. If money advice feels like a chore, it's not because you are not smart enough to understand it. It's because you are being buried under too many options, too many voices, too many right answers. You don't need more advice, you need fewer choices. Look around at the financial landscape right now. It's basically a storm of conflicting strategies. One voice says invest aggressively while you are young. Another wants you to stay cautious because a recession is imminent. One person swears real estate is the only path. Another says it's a trap. Index funds, individual stocks, crypto, side hustles, fire, dividend growth. Every option sounds smart. Every option has a convincing story. And every option sounds urgent. But here's the thing nobody says out loud. A lot of financial advice fails because it increases your decisions, not your clarity. The human brain isn't built to handle constant high stakes choices. When you put someone in front of 1,000 paths and tell them, choose wisely, the brain does what it's always done to survive. It shuts down. What's interesting is that smart people often feel this the most. Because when you're smart, you see nuance. You don't blindly follow hype because you can see the risks, the trade offs, the exceptions. You know there's no perfect answer. So instead of acting, you compare, you research, you refine. You tell yourself you are being responsible by waiting for the right moment. But while you wait, nothing moves. Not your money, not your future. Every new tip you hear becomes another branch on a decision tree that's already too heavy to hold. Eventually, your brain picks the only option that feels completely safe: inaction. You stay at zero because zero feels like the only place you can't be wrong. That's why this isn't really a knowledge problem, it's a design problem. Think about how progress works in other parts of life. You don't eat better by memorizing every diet on earth. You eat better by removing junk food from your kitchen. You don't get fit by mastering every workout system. You pick a simple routine and repeat it until it's boring. Progress doesn't come from expanding your world, it comes from narrowing it. But money advice usually does the opposite. It keeps opening doors, it keeps adding choices, it demands constant thinking, and thinking doesn't scale. The best money systems don't rely on your intelligence or your willpower. They rely on reduction. They reduce the number of moments where you have to stop and ask, what should I do? Because most strategies quietly assume you are always on, always motivated, always alert, always ready to optimize. But motivated you is a rare visitor. Tired you shows up every single day. So if your money system requires you to make a smart decision when you are tired, it will fail. Not because you are weak, because the system is unrealistic. This is why boring beats brilliant. You don't need to know everything. You need to remove the failure points. Stop asking, what should I invest in? And start asking, how do I make investing unavoidable? Stop chasing the smartest move and start chasing the move that costs the least energy. Because the real goal isn't to have a perfect plan, it's to have a plan that still works when you're distracted, stressed, or busy. A lot of people think freedom comes from flexibility, from keeping every door open, but that's not what freedom feels like. True freedom comes from committing to fewer paths. When the choices shrink, the stress drops. The calmest people with money aren't calm because they know more than you. They are calm because their system doesn't ask them for their opinion every day. Their money already knows what to do. That's the shift. Stop consuming advice to feel prepared. Start designing systems to feel calm. Helpful advice shouldn't give you 10 new things to consider. It should give you something to ignore. It should close doors and say, skip this, skip that, focus here. That's what clarity feels like. Not excitement, not motivation, relief. And when you feel that relief, behavior changes almost automatically. You stop chasing noise. You stop second guessing. You stop feeling behind. Because progress no longer depends on you making the right choice every time. It depends on you not having to choose at all. No more advice, fewer decisions. And when you build your financial life around that idea, money stops feeling overwhelming. Not because the world got simpler, but because you finally did.